All right, Shalom, Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Peace and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. Going into another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. I actually meant to touch on this lesson not too long ago, a couple of days ago, but I've been dealing with signal issues on the road, so I didn't get around to it, but the spirit is jumping on me now to get to it. So Lord's will, this will be edifying. The topic is cherish the brotherhood. All right, cherish the brotherhood. And in cherishing the brotherhood, we're really cherishing Yahweh Shai, because this is what the kingdom of heaven is all about. The scriptures say, I believe it's in Luke 17. Matter of fact, let me grab that up real quick. And what I have is in this article that goes into 10 key Bible verses on brotherly love. We're gonna get into that because there's some nice scriptures in there and also some good points that they made. You know, it's a Christian website, but we're gonna apply it to the knowledge that we have. All right, because really it belongs to us. You just borrowing it because you know for the so-called Christians, they don't have the whole 100% understanding. But certain things certain things are just common sense. You know, brotherly love is a concept that even somebody in the world can comprehend. Now we have a deeper understanding of it because we have the Rachak Wadash. Okay, but yeah, let's get that in Luke 17 real quick, because this is where the kingdom of heaven is. You know, it's really about the brotherhood, you know, all the riches and the things that we're gonna have. You know, that's like an afterthought. You know, it's gonna be nice, of course, but in reality, the real treasure is the brotherhood, you know. Let me see if I can find it. Luke 17. Let's see. Yep, here it is. Luke 17 and 20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of the Most High should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation. Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you. Right? It's not an actual place, or the kingdom of heaven is already started on earth through the preaching of this word, through the men that have the Rachak Wadash. The men of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, that is the kingdom of heaven. All right, starting with our apostles, Great Millstone on down, that teach the 100% truth. All right, the whole 100% truth, which is this proper doctrine. All right, so that's what the kingdom of heaven is. So when we're amongst the brothers, we're amongst the kingdom of heaven. There's another scripture that mentions that the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence. All right, now how can the kingdom of heaven suffering violence is talking about Israel, okay? Specifically the Lord's elect. Shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yashai, Bahashem Chakadash Brakata'at, Man of Valor, Adam and Stone, Baltimore 3, the brother Sham Yar. Lord's where we can get a lesson in soon. All right, but the Spirit had us going to separate lessons tonight. And this is something that was on my spirit for a while. So let's get into it. I got that Luke 17. All right, because that just shows where the kingdom of heaven is. It's amongst the brothers. All right, that's what it's all about. Okay, and Yahweh Shai, the scriptures say that it is his good pleasure to give us the kingdom. Because what would the point be of having a kingdom and you just by yourself? You know, the Lord, he wants his family, his elect family from the beginning to share it with him. And that's the beautiful part of it. You know, Lord's will we be those men. All right, but I want to grab this in Matthew 25. And let's start with 33. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Yeah, the sheep is his elect. All right, the goats is the 2/3. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Yeah, because this was already predestined to happen. Okay, from the foundation, from actually before the earth was even formed. Okay, for there was a heaven and earth. There was Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and under him his elect family, the 144,000 Goes back to that original spirits, the first spirits that Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being his son's name, goes back to those spirits that were created in the beginning. For I was an hungered and you gave me meat. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you took me in. Okay, now in this lifetime, can we say that we did, or in any other lifetime? We don't know what happened in the past times, whether we were there present when the Lord walked the earth 2,000 years ago, but we never in this lifetime we could say met the Lord per se, right? But what is the Lord getting at? All right, that we took him, he was thirsty and we gave him drink. He's a stranger and we took him in. Naked and ye clothed me. I was sick and ye visited me. I was in prison and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, the elect, all right, answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick or in prison and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. You see that? So so in doing it to the least of the Lord's flock, all right, the scriptures talk about confirm the feeble knees. All right, matter of fact, let me grab that. In doing so to the brotherhood, it's as though we're doing it unto Yahweh Shai himself. Yep, let's get that. That's Isaiah 35. Real quick. The brotherhood is this crucial element of this truth. All right, Isaiah 35:3. Strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees. How do we do that? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, through these e-epistles, through teaching the word, through going out on the highways and hedges. All right, the camaraderie amongst the brothers, there's nothing like it. All right, even the Lord said you would know his disciples by how they show love to one another. Let's see if I can find that. Yep, that's in John 13:35. And I haven't even got into this article, but there's a lot of precepts that pertain to this topic because this is essential. All right, because this brotherhood is where the kingdom begins at. All right, we're going to spend eternity together, Lord's will. So we ought to get along with one another and do our best to do so. All right, let's see. John, let's start 13:34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. You see, and the genuine brotherly love that you see amongst this body of those that call upon the names of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, those that go out on the highways and hedges. All right, there's nothing like it. All right, it's just something that unique. Even being in the world, I had so-called friends, niggas I ran with, whatever, but it was always some real conniving, like underneath all that. Now, this is just my experience. Maybe y'all brothers had a different experience, but I'm pretty sure most of y'all could relate that it was never really true love there. It was always some underhanded shit going on, and you always got to look over. You can't really trust nobody. But when we come into this truth, all right, it's a whole different vibration, and it's the sincerity of the Akim that we notice, and that's why this brotherhood is to be cherished, man. All right, but this is how you would know who the Lord's disciples are: the love that they have one to another, the love that they show to each other. Shalom to everybody tuning in. It's all good. It's all good, brother. Yeah, they be deleting messages a lot now. Yep. But let's all right, so we read that. We read Matthew 25. All right. So now let's go into this article here real quick. This is from crossway.org. I just Googled it. All right, I just Googled scriptures pertaining to brotherly love, and this is what came up. All right, so it says 10 key Bible verses on brotherly love. Okay, this says that the commentary notes from the ESV Bible. All right, Romans 12:9. Let love be genuine. Abhor what is evil. Hold fast to what is good. Love one another with brotherly affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. You know what? I'm gonna just read it in the KJV. So, because the script we just read about the scripture that you would know the Lord's disciples by the love that they have one for another. This is a higher echelon of love because open rebuke is better than secret love. Look at this, the CV19 thing, good or bad. You know what they're gonna say. They're gonna try to justify it. But the love is to teach our people. That's love. Love is to keep the commandments. Okay, because in doing so, the scriptures, if you do your best, if we do our best to fulfill what's written in the law, statutes, and commandments, knowing that we're in the flesh, we don't keep them perfect, but the things that's within our power, we can, even though we're in captivity. That is showing love to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and to showing love to the brotherhood. If you love a brother, you're not going to covet after what he has. If you love a brother, you're not going to be secretly plotting on what his wife, or trying to take his position, or trying to see his downfall. You're not going to be plotting on how can I rob this nigga when he ain't looking. I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna get his shit. You're not going to be doing that, because that's not brotherly love. All right. That's why the scriptures say, if you love me, keep my commandments. All right. You don't see that anywhere else but amongst the brothers. Okay. There's no way that all different brothers from different walks of life that didn't know each other growing up can come together and there could be a perfectly peaceful union, and it can be a build, and it can be a net positive. Because amongst our people, that just doesn't happen. When our people get together, people get shot. Women get adultery is committed, whoredom. Okay, that's why. And another thing that's beautiful about the brotherhood, when we get together, we don't have no fucking woman around, man, because they tend to bring confusion and wickedness. You see. So you can say what you want to say. Oh, y'all, whatever. Y'all don't like women, but whatever it might be, we all have our women. We deal with our women on an individual basis. All right. We don't have our women around when we have a fellowship. That's why it's called a fellowship. Fellow is a male. All right. A fellowship is for brothers, not for women. All right. Now you have sisters that support the ministry and so on and so forth, and shalom to y'all. But you already know when the brothers come together, that ain't your place. All right, and there's sisters out there that sincere, they already understand that order, but we got to say it for those that are disorderly, But I'm gonna read this again, Romans 12 and 9. Let love be without dissimulation, abhor that which is evil, cleave to that which is good. Be kindly affectioned one to another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another. You see? Let love be without dissimulation. Okay. Now, when we read it in that other translation, it said what? Let love be genuine, essentially. All right. Be kindly affectioned one to another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another. That means what? To put the next man before thyself. Yahweh Shai did it. Yahweh Shai washed each other's feet, washed his disciples' feet. All right. And in a sense, it represents serving one another. The greatest amongst us is supposed to be a servant. Okay, as it is written. But let's read on. Okay, then it says here, the second half of chapter 12 is a description of the life that is pleasing to God. Not surprisingly, love heads the list, for all that Paul says is embraced by the call to love. Genuine love cannot be reduced to sentimentalism. Right, because the love that you see amongst the brothers, oftentimes love comes with rebuke. We hold each other accountable, and it weeds out a lot of bullshit, because brothers will keep it real with you, which you want that in a spiritual battle like what we're in. You don't want yes men around you. You want men that are going to keep you sharp, that are going to see a chink in your armor and seek to have that closed up so that your armor won't be penetrated. All right, let's read the next verse. It says, Leviticus 19 and 18. You should not take vengeance or bear a grudge against the sons of your own people, Israel. All right, which is the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and it's really talking about the brothers that's in the truth, because the majority of our people, they're heathenistic. They're out there celebrating carnival, bacchanal, being wicked, shooting each other up. Those are not brothers and sisters, all right? But for those of our people that are in the faith, it says what? You shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against the sons of your own people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You can't love a nigga in the street because they're going to turn around and jack you up. But as for this brotherhood, it's all about not bearing a grudge, preferring each other, you know, considering that, okay, I could be wrong in this situation, because a regular nigga in the street, they never consider, oh, maybe I'm the one tripping. Maybe the brother that's saying this to me is true, is saying it sincerely, and maybe he could see something that I can't. All right. So it's all about that self-examination. Okay. Okay. Yep. While James calls it the royal law, right? All right. And now the laws, statutes, and commandments pertain to love. So the brothers that are striving to keep that to the best of their ability through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because we can't hold the law to the letter, but the main aspects of it, which the Lord mentioned, which was mercy, sincerity, things of that nature, we strive to hold that and just be in the right spirit. Period. Okay. Reading on Mark 12 and 30. I'm gonna get that in the KJV. Let's see. And we can read it in the other version. It says, Mark 12 and 29. Yahushua answered him, the first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. And the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. Right, because everything else pertains to this. Because by putting the Lord first, that's putting the brotherhood first. Because you don't want to be around an idolater in these last days. You don't want to be around somebody that believes in a strange God. That's why we do our best to remain holy, which is separate from this current world. Because this current world, is a filthy place, man. Okay, that's where all the commandments, the law, statutes, and commandments pertain to this: to love Yahweh Hashem Yahushua with all our heart, which is our mind. Okay, all the willpower that we have. All right, and to love the brotherhood. Okay. See how it breaks it down in this one. It says that you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. The second is this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. Right? They have that saying in the world: do unto others as you would want done unto yourself. Don't look down on brothers. A brother might be in a tight spot. You're not gonna look down on him. You're gonna seek to help him out, to get him out of that position. Because if we were in that position, if we were low, which all of us in one time or another are going to experience that in this faith, we are called into this thing to suffer. You want men around you that's going to help to build you up. All right. And that comes with oftentimes rebuke. The love amongst the brothers is not this worldly love and this concept that these people have. All right. Let's see. 1 Peter 1 and 22, having purified your souls by your obedience to the truth for a sincere brotherly love, love one another earnestly from a pure heart. Yep. If you come in with good intentions, if we come in with good intentions, then hey, whatever happens, we know we kept it real. Okay? To the best of our ability. John 13 and 34, a new commandment I give unto you. It is basically the same thing as Mark, but I'll read it anyways. John 13 and 34, a new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, just as I have loved you. You also are to love one another. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. Right? Well, actually, I read that before, but that's the spirit that came out again. All right. Brothers that are sincere in this, we should be willing to give without the expectation of something coming back from it, or be begrudgingly like, oh man, I worked hard for this. That's a worldly thought. All right. If we sow into the spirit, that's sowing unto the brotherhood. Because there's going to be treasures in heaven for those that have. The scriptures say charity covers a multitude of sins. All right. Because they're talking about this love thing, but they don't really fully understand what that's getting at. Okay. What is love? Is it just to say I love you? No, love is to love Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to the best of our ability to keep his commandments. And he commanded us to go out on the highways and hedges. Preaching this word is brotherly love. All right, because we encourage each other. The scriptures say to exhort one another daily. All right, 1 Thessalonians 4:9. Now concerning brotherly love, you have no need for anyone to write to you, for you yourselves have been taught by the Most High to love one another. Right? It should come naturally. It's common sense, but also the spirit that the Lord gave us, the Rachak Wadash, should incline us, especially the longer we're in the faith, to lean into the brotherhood, to not back out. Because when stressful times come and certain things pop up, we may have a tendency to try to isolate, but really we should lean into the brotherhood. All right. Yep, by love they fulfill the law, but at the same time, fulfilling the law is love to the best of our ability. All right, I'm not gonna be, I love you, brother. Here, come eat this pork chop. That's not love. That's hatred, because that's gonna destroy your brother. Hey, brother, I love you, but let me teach you this false doctrine. Let me not warn my people about the mark of the beast. That's not love. All right. Proverbs 10 and 12. Hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all offenses. Yep. And this is all of these scriptures pertain to the body of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the elect. All right, because we do hate these wicked people and we do hate this current world. All right. But oftentimes we focus on what? The brotherly love and those that are like-minded. I'm not going to be sitting here aggravating myself, being around a bunch of people that I hate. I'm going to separate myself and be around amongst those that are like-minded. That's the best bet. Shalom, brother. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah. All right. Got a couple more. So let's see. Ephesians 4 and 1. I, therefore, a prisoner of the Lord, urge you to walk in a manner worthy of the calling which ye have been called, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love. Right. All right. So, Apostle Paul said that he was a prisoner of the Lord. Okay, so we're all prisoners. We are yoke fellows. We're brothers in this walk, man. We all go through the same suffering. That's why we can relate, comfort each other, because we know in a sense, we may not know exactly what a brother's going through, but we know what it's like. We're all in this walk together. We're all in this battle. All right. And we want to achieve the same prize. That's the beautiful part of it. The Lord didn't just let us, we have the comfort of the brotherhood. Even if you're in a place where you can't see brothers, you might be separate. Because I taught for a while by myself, and the Spirit recently linked me up with these men of valor brothers, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Brakatham to them, beautiful brothers in the Spirit. But either way, I always felt connected to the brotherhood through the YouTube, through the e-epistles, man. It's not a secret council. Even the Apostles of Great Millstone, the after camp lessons, it's on the internet. The camp teachings, it's on the internet. All you got to do is click and log on, and you're automatically in the circle, in a sense, in the spirit, as long as we're sincere, because the counsel is out there on the forefront. It's not a hidden thing. It's out there. The Lord said, if you have a light, don't put it under a bushel, but put it in a place where it can be seen by all. And that's where do we go? On the highways and hedges and teach. And we upload it online, it's really global. All right. But it says here again, walk in a manner worthy of the calling to which you have been called, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love. Right. The Lord said to forgive your brother 70 times 7, all right, which is completion. All right. Now, that doesn't mean we're supposed to milk that or abuse that, knowing that brothers are going to forgive us. All right, let me milk that. Because then the Lord ain't with that either, man. All right. But it's all in the spirit, and it all has to be discerned, and balance must be applied. Oh, this was a good point that I did want to bring out too. From this one, it says humility was regarded as distasteful by the pagan world of Paul's day. See, it's funny because they're acting like that pagan world ain't still here. It's the same pagan world. It's Rome all over again. All right. Pride is the number one thing in America. You know, on the billboards, people got they all like puffed up. You know, they have their hands. You know, Dog the Bounty Hunter, season whatever, and the dude is up there all proud and shit. All right, or whatever it is. You know, the Kardashians, all these reality TV shows. Everybody's about pride. Humility is looked down upon in this world too. All right, because nothing is new under the sun. It's the same spirit coming back. All right, pride was more highly prized, right? Because people look at it like, you know, pride and being full of yourself is the way to get to be somebody in this world. And that really ain't even the case anyways, because yeah, you got to have pride, but it's really if you sell out and be a sodomite on the low or do some filth to compromise yourself, that's how you get on in this world. All right. All of the virtues mentioned, humility, gentleness, patience, and most of all love, were displayed in Hamashiach's own character and are to be evident in the daily walk of every, what they say, Christian, which we know is really the elect, those that are anointed from Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because that's what Christian means. Mashiach, which means anointed, those that are anointed with this truth, the true followers of Yahweh Shai are supposed to follow that example. Humility, gentleness, patience, and most of all, love. Right? You're not gonna get around brothers and just be boasting. You know, now sometimes, you know, we joke and whatever, but overall, we ought to have what? That spirit of humility. And even joking, you know, there has to be a balance to that. Because certain brothers don't like to be joked with too much, you know. So it's all about knowing who we're amongst and applying. Apostle Paul said that he became all things to all men. So you're going to try to find the common ground between brothers, right? Which is natural. That even happens with people in the world that you got to deal with. You're going to try to find some kind of common ground with them. How much more with the brotherhood? All right, but I'm going to read these last two. The point's been made. Philippians 2 and 1. So if there is any encouragement in Hamashiach, any comfort from love, any participation in the spirit, any affection and sympathy, complete my joy by being of the same mind, having the same love, being in full accord and of one mind. Hey, that's beautiful because teaching this proper doctrine is of being of one mind. That's another part of having brotherly love because we're all teaching the same thing. So it's not, the scriptures say, can two walk together lest they be agreed? Roughly paraphrasing it. All right, so you can't walk with other men if we're not all on the same accord. Because what's going to happen? There's going to be disputes. You're not going to see me with IUIC. We're going to be around who? Likewise, like-minded men that believe in the same thing. We see some in the news about the mark, the Karagma, the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. We can relate on it. We'll speak about it. You know, brothers might do a lesson together about it. But how could you have that same connection with a man that doesn't even believe the same thing you believe? So the only true brotherhood is amongst those that have the 100% doctrine. You see, this is not about a unity camp or about all Israel coming together. If you believe you're an Israelite, it doesn't even matter what you believe. Just come on down. No, we want to be around men that truly have the spirit of the Lord because that's the 100% truth. All right, the Lord didn't go up on the cross and sacrifice himself for us to have partial truth, a fraction of truth. No, he went up there and he handled his business. He finished his course so that the gift of the Holy Spirit could come unto us and we could be covered. All right, so he could conquer death so that we could live forevermore in Hamashiach Yahushua. All right. Let's see. Yeah, so we're going to close out with this. It says Colossians 3 and 12, put on then as God's chosen ones, right, as the elect, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts. Is going into the mind. Compassion, man. You know, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another. And if one has a complaint against one another, forgiving each other as the Lord has forgiven you, right? Because different squabbles pop off from time to time, but overall, we got to look at the bigger picture. We all fighting against the same battle. We're fighting against the spiritual wickedness in high places, man. So there's no space for us to be grudging against each other and fighting and battling and all that. We just need to squash the bullshit and get on the same accord, man. And if there is a brother in the truth that you really just can't get along with for whatever reason and separate, pray for the brother, and pray to the Lord that, that you may not hold a grudge. Now, I'm not saying that directly towards anybody. I'm just saying it in general, and I'm applying it to myself. All right. Because we're not all going to get along just perfect on this side because we're in the flesh, but we do our best. We keep in mind, all right, this brother, he may have had a walk that made his spirit a certain way. That's different than mine, but that doesn't mean he's not a brother. All right, we're all different. That's what's beautiful about the brotherhood. We don't all see things exactly the same in terms of, this brother might have a different perspective. This brother might add his 2 cents, and this brother might have his angle on whatever situation it is. All right, but it says, if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other as the Lord has forgiven you, so ye also must forgive. And above all these, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. Yep, the love of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right, so that's pretty much it for this lesson. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out right there. All right. Call halal, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Achakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles, elders, a great millstone. And shalom until the next one.